Hello and welcome. I am Mark Blackett, AMEA's Global Network Director. Our network supports collaborations that transform the systems that support farmer organizations and agri-SMEs. At our 2022 convening, we hosted 15 lightning talks to stimulate these collaborations. You have chosen to watch one of these lightning talks, and we are here to help you take the next steps to partnership.
Okay, thank you so much for arranging this forum. I'm just sharing the experience of Glimmer of Hope. Glimmer of Hope is a USA-based international NGO working on livelihood, education, health, and WASH. So we are using rural saving and credit cooperatives to channel the fund to the rural poor. So one of our tasks was capacitating these SACCOs. So our experience, just I want to share is on the SCOPEinsight, the use of the SCOPEinsight tool and the ALP adaptation. We applied the Scope Basic tool for the capacity assessment, and at the same time, we also used ALP training modules to capacitate the SACCOs based upon the gap that was identified during the capacity need assessment. So what we find at large was that these tools, the SCOPEinsight tool, is very good. It's very comprehensive. It contains each and every things that's got as dimensions. But when we come to the SACCOs, saving and credit cooperative, a part of that tools belongs to the producer cooperative. It is not relevant for the SACCO cooperative. So it understates the scores of SACCOs. This was one of the challenge we faced. The other was that the questionnaire was lengthy. It takes my time, especially when we travel in the rural areas using the laptop, because it is a window version. There was the power off, and we faced the challenge over here. And finally, what we did for the next scope assessment was just we developed a hybrid tool, which contains the SCOPEinsight tools and the generic saving and credit cooperative tools. So we also changed the device from using computer like window version to tablet, so that there is no problem with power and the like. Finally, some of the major lessons that we generate from using these tools and capacitating the SACCO was that we try to have a number of TOT trainings. We pulled them from different, like from Glimmer, from our implementing partners, and we also pulled from the government offices at different level, like at the regional level, so that they can cascade the training. So we have ample human resources at disposal that can roll out these trainings. Also, it curbs the problem of staff turnover. So when there is turnover, we can maintain a stock of trained personnel over there. So we try to diversify the trainees. The other is we reviewed the content of the ALP training, and we split it into two, because the first part, the facilitation skill, is more relevant for the staff of implementing partners and the community facilitators, which are working at the grassroots level. So we conveyed that training for the staff and the community facilitators, and the remaining part of the fundamentals of SACCOs to the cooperative leaders. So it was appropriate just to use splitting the ALP one into two. The other is this ALP training has got two components, ALP1 and ALP2. ALP2 is more of the business planning, internal control, and the financial management. So the business planning and the internal control part is fine, but the financial management part is a bit heavy, especially for the leaders, because their educational level and experience is limited. So it is more of technical. So what we did is that just to concentrate on the major items to convey, just the leader has to look at it. Otherwise, that part has to be split and see differently. The other is like we train the government staff at the district level, so that they start coaching their respective cooperative just during the training, especially on the business, on the development plan preparation, and they go throughout the coaching process. So it gives an opportunity just to interact the government sector offices and the cooperative to work together from the very beginning. The other challenge was it was time constraint, because it takes time for the cooperative leaders to internalize, to do the group work and the like. So the time allocated on the LP was limited, and then we learned from that and we extend the time from 3 days to 4 days. The other is the SCOPEinsight score. Under the generic SCOPEinsight tools, there was some misunderstanding because there are some irrelevant questions. So under the hybrid tools, the score is relevant, and it needs also some adjustments on the LP training, because even the dimensions have been reduced from 8 dimension to 6. So this is one of the areas that we learn. The other is this is a heavy investment on SACCOs. On the other hand, there is a turnover from the leader side, because they have to serve for 3 years. A maximum office term is 6 years. So how to maintain institutional memories, where the capacity within that SACCO is an agenda that we put on our table, and which we are working on it. And as a result of this, we have seen a positive impact, because this SACCO are serving as a financial intermediary. Millions of birr have been injected. Currently, we are running 3 big programs. Millions have been injected through this SACCO, and positive results have been achieved. We did a midterm evaluation recently on one of our programs. There is an improvement on the livelihood of the householders, and the SACCOs serve the purpose as a result of the ALP and SCOPEinsight.